How to maximize yoga targeting of the vagus nerve. So, those of you who don't understand what's the vagus nerve, it comes from the base of the brain, and it's a nerve that runs internally along from the base of your brain around along your carotid arteries along your neck, and then going into um, your internal and connects to all your internal organs, your lungs, um, your intestines, your heart, your entire viscera. And there's over 100 or 200,000 nerves, right? Nerve endings. A lot of them that transmits information upward towards the brain, what's happening, and from the brain downwards, sending signals from the brain downwards, and helps in the regulation of the heartbeat, the functioning of the internal organs and your digestive functions, but also importantly has an influence on controlling depression, right? And depression is now considered one of the major pandemics in the world. So I want to discuss how yoga is used to target this specifically so you understand what part of yoga is important and how to do it, right? So I'm going to discuss that in this video. And for those of you who like the contents of my video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. This is going to greatly help my channel to reach more people. And for one optional extra favor, if you could drop a comment and share it with at least one of your social media channel or one other person, I would very highly appreciate it. Both a very big thank you from me and my channel to all of you who is spending your precious time in listening to me and watching my videos. I understand how important your time is, and there's so much available on the internet, and to have found and captured your attention is so precious, and I appreciate that. A big thank you. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Osman, hashtag the blind Muslim yogi. I'm a bioenergy healer with telepathic healing capabilities on a master level, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments. An amazing offer of a 10-minute anxiety fix for just $5, less than the price of a Starbucks coffee, delivered to you telepathically, instantly, anywhere globally, and pay only after you are satisfied. And this goes for all my protocols. And for contact information, visit my website, yogawellness786.com. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and teaching it for 44 years. In that period, I had the great privilege to study under various amazing masters from different schools of thought, from different cultures and across the globe, from the Far East, the Middle East, the West, and including the scientific communities. I've gathered and adopted and combined the best of all what I learned and created my own unique protocols adapted for the 21st century, basically making them more modern, more inclusive, faster, quicker, more time efficient, and results oriented. To that end, I now have students in over 100 countries. My favorite protocol is my 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website, yogawellness786.com, and where you can also get more information about my services. Please also remember that my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So, coming back to the vagus nerve and how specifically yoga targets this, so it is a common knowledge that yoga is the only form of natural therapy or exercise that targets this particular nerve. There is a claim, made by Dr. Deepak Chopra that mentioned this. Those of you don't know, is the head of the psychology, or was the head of the psychology and spiritual sciences division in the University of California, and he's written a lot of books, well respected internationally. by the scientific community as well. I mean, he's himself coming from the scientific community, and says that it's the only yoga is the only field that specifically targets the vagus nerve, right? So maybe the other thing that accidentally has some positive effect on the vagus nerve, but in yoga this specifically is target. Which part of yoga is the yoga postures? Which postures? There's two that I know that are very common. Is the one posture called halasana, or the plow posture. You can Google that on and see what it looks like. That specifically is targeting this area in the brain and the brain stem and the vagus nerve, massaging it, so helping the improve the efficiency of that functioning of that nerve, so that the functioning of the viscera, your visceral organs, your internal organs, balanced, the energies are balanced, and the pathway is optimized. But importantly, also from science, it also, by stimulating the vagus nerve in that area, which now scientific community does it by electrical impulses, but this without putting external things, naturally decreases depression, which is uh, the World Health Organization said is coming to pandemic levels. Not only that, even suicide rates are increasing so alarmingly, right? That it may reach pandemic levels, and it's something that is extremely harmful. Who doesn't know someone that committed suicide, right? Unfortunately, I know only in my family, off the cuff, I think there's four people, that I know that, I mean, actually committed suicide. And two of them were very young people, right? One was a teenager, right? And just unnecessary. This is not something that is funny. And if you know that something, if practiced, on a regular basis, simple yoga posture, it has this therapeutic effect and can decrease the preponderance or the occurrence of this type of act of suicide. Man, this is not something that why isn't people taking more dramatic steps for this? Everyone should at least practice the plow posture, and there is a variation which is the shoulder stand, which like intensifies it even further. It's a little bit more advanced in the plow posture, creates a little bit more stretch if you do it perfectly, if you do it correctly. Because when I stand on my shoulder, I lift my hands up on the sides and I can balance only on my shoulder and head, right? When I'm doing the shoulder stand, and I feel that stretch a little bit more. So I always do the plow posture first and then do go into shoulder stand, because it already prepares the stretch, because the shoulder stand stretches it even more, slightly more, right? And these actually targets the vagus nerve. So I'm not a scientist, I'm not a medical doctor or a scientist. I'm an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, but I'm mentioning these aspects from the scientific part. You can do more research, from not from people who's making videos on YouTube only. Follow scientific, people with PhDs from universities, and look at opposing views as well. Look at all the viewpoints, right? And when you study further and further, you understand how important these simple practices are that can dramatically change your life. In a 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free, as I mentioned earlier in my video, from my website yogawellness786.com. There is the plow posture there, and I show it and I demonstrate it as well. And the total together with meditation is only 5 minutes, 5 minute protocol. You can start with that. I mean, 5 minutes to dramatically influence your life positively. Why not? Right? So hope that information helps you. Take care of yourself always.